Now for all the new people here, we have a few things that help us to make sure that our seeds have the best germination rates possible. Good morning everybody, how you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Mimi. I'm Tracy.
I'm Daniel.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Welcome back everyone, it's so nice to see you. We've been taking care of some different jobs this morning. Early on we had to load up some cattle to take to butcher, and we also ground some feed. Over the past couple days we've been having many different things happen here on the farm, and we've got a lot to catch you guys up on. One of the things that has happened is while we were in search of soil, because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to have enough because of the shipping issues, we got in contact with one company and they had 3 pallets of soil, which is not near enough for what we need, but it was something to get us started.
We called a lot of different places, and there are very few people have dirt, and a lot of guys with greenhouses don't have dirt. But it's starting to come in now.
When you're in the line of business that we are, you get very familiar with all the other farmers in the area, especially the farmers that have greenhouses. And fortunately enough, a lot of the greenhouses in the area are finally starting to get their soil, which that's really important. There is only one problem. Dad, tell them what we have to do now if we want our shipment.
On a tractor trailer load of dirt, there's an extra $1,500 surcharge for trucking.
And we could argue about it, but if we don't get our soil, then we're in a bad spot. So we're gonna have to do what we gotta do. Now also, if you remember in a previous video, we were getting everything set up in our top greenhouse to get started with planting. And we are very happy because one, we heard our soil shipment is going to come in, and that makes us really, really happy, because if we had plants and no soil, we were gonna be in trouble. The second reason is it takes a lot of stress off of my Aunt Rhonda, who really works in these greenhouses. And Aunt Rhonda does a very, very good job with taking care of all this stuff. And it would start to stress her out if none of this stuff arrived, but now it's starting to arrive. So I just wanted to give a big thank you to everybody in the comments that did their best to help us out. When it comes to working in these greenhouses, you need to use certain types of soil, because if you use just any regular soil, it could really lead to problems down the line. You could deal with disease, you could deal with weeds, and there's so many other problems, but by using this specific dirt, it helps us out a lot. We are all very, very happy that we had got that information, because it was starting to get a little stressful. But anyway, enough of that stressing. We've got something neat to share with you guys today, and that's why we're heading up to the Germination Greenhouse. Now we try and recycle all of our components here, usually our pots and our trays, and that's what Daniel has been working on right now. He is separating each of the old plug trays because they can kind of get stuck together. Now before we can really get started in here, Daniel told me there was a job down around back we need to take care of, but we've got our soil ready and we've got our trays ready. Right here is the issue. This pallet of dirt fell over, so we're gonna have to restack it. Because I noticed it's in the same spot. I guess it's in the same spot. I guess that's how they keep them stacked. They glue the middle. Oh, just kick me right out of the way. We got everything moved in. Now you can see between the 2 bags, the soil looks kind of the same. This is from one company, this is from another. So as long as it does the job, that's what we need. It wasn't too difficult to move that soil, but we just needed to get it out of the way before we could move on with other jobs. Now you may remember from the last time we were in this greenhouse, we were having a lot of trouble with our heater, and well, this heater may look a little different. My brothers really tried, and they really fussed with that other heater, but it just wouldn't seem to run correctly. So we moved it down into one of the other greenhouses, and we took one of those heaters and put it in place up here. And I mean, it's not the end of the world. That other heater does work. We're just having trouble with it. And the thing is, when it comes to germination, seedlings can be very, very touchy, and we'd rather not have to stress about them. So we just put the new heater in and we'll forget about it. So if you remember from last year, we have a little bit of a schedule that we follow when it comes to our seedlings. One of the things we mention to our customers is to always keep detailed information of what you planted and when you planted it. Daniel is filling up the trays, and then he is taking an empty one and he is pushing down the trays so as to leave a spot for the seed to fall into. Now there's a few jobs when it comes to seeding. Daniel is filling up trays, Matthew is working on labeling, and then Dad will be seeding the seeds into the trays. And my job is gonna be moving the trays over to this side of the greenhouse, essentially filling up this whole table. So Grandpa, would you say this is like the unofficial start to spring around here?
Yeah, wait till tomorrow.
It's supposed to snow and be really nasty tomorrow.
So we plant all of these seeds, right? And you know, when the plants, when they're fully grown, very easy to tell what they are. Petunias, pansies, nothing alike. But when they're all only like half an inch tall and it's only 2 leaves poking out, it's kind of hard to tell what they are. And now a lot of times that's when we're going to transplant them from our 512 trays, which are the ones where we can fit 500 seeds in a tray, into our 806 packs and into our other things. So we need to make sure we know what we are. Also, you can't wait for these things to flower before you know what color they are, because people are going to want to know. They only want yellow pansies, and if they get blue ones, it's going to be a problem.
Are you going to be grumpy about doing the seeding, or are you going to actually be happy about it?
To be determined how it works.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to see, but this tray that is on here has 512 different holes in it, and Dad's job is to make sure that there is a seed in each hole. And the seeds stay there because this is hooked up to a vacuum.
The next thing I know, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom.
Now, although it may be very difficult for you to see, this tray is completely full of seeds. So with everyone's job, we're just trying to be as efficient as possible and make sure that all of these seeds have the best opportunity to come up. So that's why I try and evenly coat the trays. Daniel tries to leave the divots at a certain depth, and Dad tries to make sure the seeds are spread evenly. It may not seem like too complex of a job, but there's a lot at stake here. If one of us decides we're not going to do our job the correct way, well then the seeds may not come up as well. And every seed that doesn't come up, well, that's lost income in the future. And if we just don't care, then that could add up, and that wouldn't be good for the family. Now, because we have so many new people to the channel, a lot of people that have never seen the germination process, there are a few components that we are really picky about, and one of them is our soil that we use. Now, this is called a growing medium, and we have something in here called vermiculite. And this soil is basically a very light, airy, fluffy soil, and that allows the seeds to germinate at an efficient rate. And the vermiculite, that helps to maintain moisture, because we leave this in a very, very warm greenhouse, and it is very easy for seeds to dry out. So that vermiculite really helps with that. Something you can keep in mind, every tray I carry up here has 500 seeds minimum in it. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 trays already up here. Now this job that we're doing, it can get pretty monotonous, which means basically boring because we're doing the same thing over and over again. But something that helps us to stay motivated is we know what is gonna come from all of this seeding. Now to start off, we're just doing flowers, but as we go down through the line where we start doing vegetable seeds and so on and so forth, it just helps you to appreciate that summer is on the way. So Matthew, we've already planted a lot of flowers. What else do we have left?
Petunias yet to go. And then we have snapdragons, and then a bunch of Dusty Miller, and that's it.
Everything is moving along smoothly. Daniel has got all of the trays filled up that we will need. We've got a whole page of stuff already planted, which that's pretty good for this time of the year. Everything that we planted today is all early stuff. This is stuff that we're gonna be selling first through the farm market. So we're happy that we were able to get this started, and we're happy that all of our stuff is finally gonna be getting here. You know, it's not too bad. I don't like to brag, but it's like 25 degrees outside and it's like 75 inside. Pretty nice working conditions. That was the last tray that we needed to fill all together. 44 flats of flowers we filled with seeds. So today we have seeded over 22,000 flowers. Yeah, in this little time that we've been filming here, 22,000 flowers have been seeded. And it really helps you to appreciate that it's not much in comparison to when we start vegetables. Now for all the new people here, we have a few things that help us to make sure that our seeds have the best germination rates possible. These tables aren't just regular tables. Underneath these tables are little black tubes that are full of hot water. Now when it comes to germination, yes, the air temperature can be a factor, but your soil temperature needs to be between 70 and 85 degrees for that peak germination rate. So we are running hot water underneath all of these trays, and then we're gonna take a sheet of plastic like this and set it on top. And what this sheet will do is it will allow moisture to be locked in there with the seeds, because we don't want our seeds to be drying out. And it won't allow heat to escape. We want the heat to stay with the seeds to cause them to start germinating. I hear geese. Are they the snow geese or regular geese? They're snow geese? Yeah, they didn't sound the same. Canadian geese are so much louder. I'm sure you guys could find a way to build something similar to this, but all it is black tubing with heat running underneath these trays, and then we have the plastic on top. And that's something we've done for quite a while, and it really helps us out. We shouldn't have to germinate for a few extra days. We were looking at the book and we took a little break after we did all of this stuff. However, the next time that we need to germinate, we'll know because we have the book. That flock of snow geese is flying over us again. They're really honking. Anyone want some breakfast? Oh, that's a lot of eggs. Before we can finish up for the day and get out of the cold, we have evening feeding. This is really starting to get old. These are the 5 head of cattle that Dad had purchased. 1 Angus, 1 red Hereford, and we got 3 Holsteins. Now we don't necessarily know where all of these animals came from, so that's why they're by themselves for now. We want to make sure that all of them remain healthy, and if any of them do have a problem, we need to quarantine them for a little longer. However, from what we've seen so far, they look pretty good and are very healthy.
I like this guy.
All these cattle over here are good. We got these cattle their water, we got them a little extra grain, so now we are all good to go. And you are very friendly for just getting here. Yeah. We are now closing up the farm market. There is some customers here. Well, all the neighbors are here right now talking about the storm tomorrow. So we're gonna get everything closed up and put away, and then we're gonna head up to the house for dinner. It can get pretty loud in here when all the neighbors are here. And Uncle Albert. We love Uncle Albert. Things are now all closed up in the farm market, so we are heading up to the house. I don't necessarily know what Lauren is making for dinner, but I need to go watch the baby so she can keep cooking.
Where's my pants?
Is that Grandpa yelling for his pants?
I need my pants, Daniel. I can't find them. Where's my slippers?
All right, everyone, we are getting ready for dinner. Now, Lauren, what is for dinner tonight?
They're taco stuffed shells.
That looks pretty interesting. I don't know. We're going to have to try it. I don't think she's ever made this before. There we go. Alrighty, guys. Well, you know what that means. This is where we're going to end the video today. We'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.